y'all, welcome to the House of Yumm, where today I'm going to show you how to make a white chicken chili. And this is such a great, quick, easy family meal to put together. Super flavorful, everybody's gonna love it. And the best part is it's all cooked in one pot. So let's get cooking. So the first thing I wanna do before we get started is prep all of my ingredients, because once this gets going, it's gonna cook quick. Just using a regular white onion. I'm gonna add half an onion. So I'm just gonna dice this up real quick. Oh, now it burns. Have my garlic ready to go. I'm gonna use 3 cans of beans. I'm using navy beans, which is a white bean. You could also use Great Northern beans. Just pop them open, and we want them drained and rinsed. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Rinse them real quick. Okay, so one of the tricks I have is we're actually gonna blend up some of the beans, and that's gonna help thicken up our chili. I keep saying soup. It's a chili. Whoa there. Okay, just gonna get some of these beans. And I'm just gonna blend these up. Okay, so you can see it's a super, super thick paste, and that's gonna thicken up our chili. That's good enough. Okay, so we're gonna heat our pot. We'll use a little bit of olive oil. And our olive oil is heating, so I'm going to get our chicken added in. I'm going to sprinkle just a little salt. Pepper. We don't want the chicken to cook all the way. We just want it to have a sear. So I'm not too concerned about how cooked it is at this point. All right, so again, I can see this chicken is not cooked. And that's perfectly fine, that's how we want it. We're gonna leave all the chicken bits in the bottom of the pan, and we're going to save that. And it's going to add to our broth. We still have the olive oil in the pot, so we're going to add in our onion. Now this is the point also, if you want more heat in your chili, dice up a jalapeno and add it in with the onion. You can leave the membranes and the seeds in there, and it's gonna give a really nice heat to your finished chili. However, I'm cooking and making this for my kids' dinner. I'm gonna pass on the jalapeno, and I'm gonna add green chilies instead. And the onions are softened, so I'm going to add in our garlic. I'm going to use 2 garlic cloves. Let that cook for about 30 seconds. Then we're going to add in our chicken broth. I'm using unsalted chicken broth. Use either unsalted or a low sodium. Or if you're using a regular chicken broth, then you'll need to change the amount of salt that you're using in this recipe. Stir that around. And this is the point where we just get to put everything else in the pot. I'm going to use, like I said, 1 can of diced green chilies. Add in our white beans, our bean paste that we made. And you can already see how much creamier that made the broth. It's magic, I tell ya. Magic. And for seasoning, I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of cumin. I like cumin. You could cut back to 1 teaspoon if you had to. Adding in 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of cayenne, and half a teaspoon of dried oregano. Going to add in some additional salt. And now we can add our chicken back in and let it cook inside our chili broth. Well, it's in there. You didn't see that. Nothing happened. Smooth. And I will cover, and we're gonna let this cook for about 15 minutes, and I'll check on the chicken and see the temperature. We want the chicken to reach a temperature of 165 degrees, and that means that, that'll mean that our soup is safe to eat and our chicken is fully cooked. So at this point it's been cooking. For about 15-20 minutes. I'm gonna check the chicken real quick. Oh, it's like spurting at me. Okay. In Fahrenheit, I can't read Celsius. 1. Oh, I got to 165. Okay, so my chicken is done. This is a little smoother coming out than it was going in. Shred the chicken. I have my chili. I just moved it to the stove. It's still simmering while I shred this. I'm gonna add the chicken back into the chili, stir it around, and I'm gonna let it just cook for about 5 minutes in there, get more of the flavor into the chicken, and that'll give me time to get all my toppings ready. And that's it. White chicken chili, whole pot full, perfect for a family dinner. This chili is loaded with chunks of chicken, and since we cooked it in the broth, it's juicy, it's tender, it's flavorful. We have all of those white beans in here, plus we blended up some of the beans, which is what makes this chili nice and creamy, almost like we added cream to it, but we didn't. And this is a meal that the whole family will love. Maybe added a little much cheese.